As I suspected, 32 flavors.
Try the sauce. I'm soaked in it.
Oh, I could lick you all day long.
No, I don't hate Balboa, but I pity the fool, and I will destroy any man who tries to take what I got.
What?
It's you. I'm me. And you are all you in that chat. And you guys are some active motherfuckers. Holy shit. You guys, this show just started, but thank you. This is how you get things started with the 66th episode of the Comic Shop Talk. It's Friday night. I'm so glad I could see you all here right away. Let's get some quick acknowledgments to the grumpy old ninja, the Egyptian god Lord Thoth, Vince Womack, Tehilum29, Phantom Outsider, the lovely Sherry. How are you, Sherry? Nice to see you here. D-Bud Martin, Dr. Dragon. How you doing, Dr. Dragon? Good evening to you, Brian. What's up, dude? How's your Friday? No, I mean, yes, you are you. That is correct. And we know that D-Bud is D-Bud, and I am Nick Weiser. Yes. How's everyone's Friday night been? Yeah, I'm assuming some of you guys maybe caught FNT or maybe had real life stuff. Hopefully you didn't have to work too late tonight. Either way, I'm glad you can be here and make the time to be here. I know it's been a week with a lot of bad stuff, but there's been some good things. And we kind of try to, especially within comic world, we try to cover good things, whether it's new or even obviously we definitely like to tread the old school territory a lot. So it's just going to be a broad generalization of just random free sporadic comic talk. And who knows, maybe we might even sample some ideas of what's to come and have you guys decide the interests of some of these comic shop stories. Hey, hail Southern Viking. How are you doing? All right, guys, let's bring in some of our panelists who are here. Let's bring in Clobberantines.
Hey, buddy, and hello there, fantastic chat. What's up, my friends? Clobber on.
Glad to have you here, sir. Thank you
thanks
as always. I'm very happy to have you here. It's always good we can have a hangout on Friday night together with the boys. Is just shooting the shit over the geek stuff.
Yes, sir. The good stuff, hopefully. The good stuff, the geek stuff.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right. And of course, we got the Ironcaster.
But if you're me, but how can I be me?
I am me, and you are you.
But I'm me.
But you're also you.
You are you.
Oh, I'm confused.
Oh. How you doing, dude?
Oh, dude, I'm doing fantastic. Oh, little food for you, but this stuff is delicious.
Ooh,
black cherry
Vernors. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in on that real quick for the chat here. Vernors limited edition black cherry. It's a ginger soda. Okay, so that must be something that they sell up there because I have never seen that out here.
Oh yeah,
in the Midwest.
Well, Midwest too, but it's more Michigan centric. I mean, Vernors is the stuff here they say is like medicine. Like you're sick, drink some Vernors. Doesn't matter what. Oh, I hurt my elbow. Drink some Vernors, you'll be fine.
Drink some Vernors and you'll be fine. Sounds like a commercial advertisement.
If only we were sponsored.
I know, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Get some freebies for our services. Either way, good to have you here, sir.
Sherry's
all
here.
Right, it's a nice, good. Oh yes, Sherry is present.
Sherry's
of course, we got. And I see Ruben Christopher Haynes. How's it going, Ruben? I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Nice to see you. Hopefully you are well, sir. And let's
great
welcome
Lord Thoth is here.
He is the great Egyptian
long
god.
live the Legion, buddy. Sorry.
Fenrir, what's up, dude?
Fenrir.
Senores, good night to all of you.
What up, buddy?
Somehow I was the one reclaiming on the privacy of our talks that we were getting late, and somehow I'm the one who got late. I don't need
It's
that. I tell you.
okay.
Just in time, brother. You're just in time.
Yeah, you're only
Well,
dude,
then
you're good, man.
let's get the
Things happen.
let's get. Yeah, it does. Yeah, let's get the party started.
All right.
Nick, I
That's what
put
I
those.
like to
Well, at
hear.
least I always beat Pablo, though. At least I always beat him, though.
So
Or just time.
we'll make this our nice segue then. Starting off, since you're here, and I know Fenrir, you don't got all night, so let's give you something. Let's talk about Fenrir. What have you been reading comic book wise that you have been enjoying and lusting over? What is on Fenrir's mind as far as the comic book world? Because I know you're always reading something. What's been on the agenda of reading?
Well, recently I've gone mostly into old school Jack Kirby creations, mainly one that has been interesting me a lot, The Challengers of the Unknown. Really, they are a very cool concept.
Mention that. Let me get that
Pretty
cover.
much,
I'll
pretty
highlight
much the
that
Fantastic
cover.
Four without powers, which is what he
Yeah,
based the FF, kind of based the FF on them, really.
Yeah, and that's what I think it's cool about them, because they're just a bunch of dudes with special skills who go around deal with crazy stuff, and that's a cool concept. And the DC universe is filled with stuff that would have been great to explore and adventure on.
Oh, it's great. Love it. It looks like one of the trades there, one of the hardcovers or whatever.
Nice.
Nice.
It's pretty great.
I like the look of it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Solid.
That green and
Solid
pink for the background and the floor look really pop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Like, I would like.
I'm a big fan of the orange.
That's a cover from one
I'm
of the trades.
all in
That must
on
be
the
new.
orange.
Looks great.
It does look new.
It does. It is. But it is a pretty good read. I suggest people go with it. It's fun if you really enjoy adventure stories. And this isn't all that I've been reading. I've also been reading. Okay, y'all know how I'm a great fan of adventure stuff and old school creations and 60s and that. So I've been going back and I've been reading the old Johnny Quest comic books. Pretty fun stuff.
Oh, from Kamiko? Those are good.
Yeah.
A bunch of those.
God,
Nice.
I was born in the wrong era, I'm just telling you.
Well, there's still the good thing is though, Fenner, all those comics back then when I was selling them, they were printed a lot because comics actually had a thriving industry at the time, so you could find the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It exists out there, but
Well, also
Still,
one of the nice parts though is with it all out now, or being here today, you can just kind of go on marathon through all this stuff at once, and then you don't have to wait for the next month. Wait for the next month.
That
wait
is
for the
a
next
good
month.
point.
true.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very good point. But really, though, if you really enjoy adventures of normal people against the weirdness of the universe, go read The Challengers of the Unknown or Johnny Quest. It's pretty good stuff.
Ooh, Johnny
Yeah,
Quest.
it's a fun
nice.
Quest. We will meet again, Dr. Quest.
I remember that voice. Oh,
Dr.
that's
Sin.
great.
The
What a
best villain stereotype ever.
Oh yeah, I love that cartoon. Even Bandit was annoying sometimes, but
Oh,
Bandit was a
I remember
badass.
Bandit.
Ace Bandit was a badass mother.
He was the first badass.
Well, on certainly on animated TV, I guess that's huge. I mean, they didn't make enough episodes of that, but
True.
The original
If it
stuff.
wasn't live action, there would only be one sane person to do the role of him, though. Chuck Norris.
Yep.
Chuck Norris.
He's the only one I can see doing him right.
Doug Wildey, who created that show, of course, did a lot of other things in animation and even some comics and some work. But yeah.
If only Chuck Norris had a comic, I would be. Actually, no, I think he has.
He did.
He did. Yeah, never mind.
In the mid-'80s.
He just needs
Was it all about?
Need the new one.
And the cartoon.
Was every issue pretty much just every single stereotype there is about him?
No,
I never read it. It was just kind of a kiddie comic. Chuck Norris and his Karate Commando. Steve Ditko, I think, did them, or did some of them.
Yeah, I think it was probably based on the cartoon.
Yes.
All right.
Man,
No,
you said a cartoon.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris, Mr. T, Rambo.
Oh, Southern Viking right here says Chuck Norris and the Karate
That's right.
Commandos. There you go. Thank you, Southern
That's what
Viking.
you
Chuck
said.
Norris versus everyone. Diesel. That's a great title, and that's a book I read. Chuck Norris versus everyone versus a run. Shout out to Diesel and Keely Chow. I see you guys in the chat dropping by. Thank you for being here. But yes, seriously, if this was a book, guys, we got 16 in your chat. I want to see everyone come up with their Chuck Norris comic book title. Common Nerd, hail, welcome to the show. You the same thing as I want everyone in chat. I want to see all the Chuck Norris. What would be your Chuck Norris title? I think this would be a very fun thing to entertain right now.
If I ever participate in that,
versus everyone.
if I ever participate in that, I'd love to see Chuck Norris versus Randy Savage.
Ooh, the Macho Man. Ooh, yeah. I don't want this book right now. You better delay that shit right now and push it back 3 months because I got the colors and the acre and they're taking so long.
It writes itself.
I want to see Chuck Norris versus Spawn.
Chuck Norris versus Spawn. Chuck Norris versus Randy Savage. We got Chuck Norris versus Bruce Lee for the payback from Vince Womack. Tehillim says Chuck Norris versus the Dark Multiverse. Chuck Norris. All right. What about you, Clobby?
Mirror Universe Chuck Norris.
I don't know. Chuck Norris versus the Hulk, I guess. I couldn't think of it. I'm not sure how I want to see that.
I got one for you, Clobby.
Yes,
Chuck Norris versus Mr. Spock.
That would be illogical.
I was gonna say, I don't know. Like, even though I'm not, really well versed in Trek, I don't think that one makes too much sense. But we got a few here.
Well, the only thing that can defeat Mr. Spock's logic is a roundhouse kick from Chuck Norris.
Yeah, but Vulcan's a lot stronger than a human, as you may remember. So he could take that kick and, he could just neck pinch him.
Yeah, but you forget one thing, Clobby. It's Chuck Norris.
I don't worship Chuck Norris. He could easily be taken out by any superpowered being or a Vulcan.
That's how you start internet wars, dude.
80s.
Oh, that is funny.
I'm the only non-Chuck Norris worshiper around here. However, I have every respect for him. I love the guy. Don't get me wrong.
I just like the meme.
Yeah, it's mainly the meme that I love.
Batman. Sorry, he couldn't fight Batman. Sorry.
Ooh, okay, so we got a few of these I started. I want to say shout out to Cody Guy. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Southern Viking says Chuck Norris versus Batman. Commandant VHS, what's up, Commandant? Chuck Norris versus Israel. Keely Chow. Chuck Norris versus Sagata Senshiro. Round 2. Ooh, round 2.
I have every respect now. I'm not looking to challenge him to a duel or anything, but
Oh, wait, I've got it. Chuck Norris versus Fancy Dan.
Chuck Norris versus Fancy Dan.
How about Chuck Norris versus Chuck Norris from another
Norris
dimension?
Chuck.
Do they cancel each other out?
It would be. They're exactly the same. The same strength and speed, so it's pretty much they'll just beat each other until they get tired.
No, don't, because when the roundhouse kicks collide, we start a new Big Bang.
I figured it might make the universe explode or something.
All right, we got so Brian Yoder says Chuck Norris goes to Washington. That'd be fun. I'd watch that. Lovely Sherry says Chuck Norris versus Cassandra Cain. Now this I would be down to watch. Straight up. No, I'm not even bullshitting. And the actual Cassandra Cain, not that joke of a Cassandra Cain that was in the non-Birds of Prey movie. That was a Cassandra.
Do not speak that name.
What are you talking about? That movie never happened.
It didn't. You're right. No, you're right. And Gen Xer here. What's up, Gen Xer? How you doing? Welcome to the Comic Shop Show. Says Chuck Norris, John Oates, Magnum P, and Burt Reynolds' mustache in a battle royal. Ooh.
Burt Reynolds' mustache. My money's on the mustache.
I don't know, man. I think Sam Elliott might have a run for them on all their stashes, but that's where I'm at. Sam Elliott, man. See his mustache in freaking Tombstone, bro. Come on. And then Viking again says, okay, fine. Chuck Norris versus Predator. Yeah, I've seen many entertain that one before. Makes sense. Yeah. Then we got.
I mean, if a little Native American girl can beat a predator, then I'm pretty sure Chuck has a lot of chances.
What about Iron Fist?
There you go.
I'll tell you what though, I'm a root for Iron Fist. No apologies there.
I
like
admit,
my Chuck Norris. But
if we rewound
Iron
time
Fist.
like 20 years, like 40 years, I would say have Chuck Norris play Danny Rand.
If he could act though, that's the thing. He never really won't say much.
Yeah, he's the
He's more the silent "I kick your ass" type, not the monkish type.
Yeah, but Danny Rand's got a kind of a he's a gregarious kind of guy. He's not not walking around like Clint Eastwood. He's got a pretty bright sense of humor.
So then you have David Hasselhoff show up in a. Then you get David Hasselhoff to show up in a black leather jacket and an eye patch as Nick Fury.
Because I hate it sometimes when they will cast someone who kind of looks like a character, but they'll change the whole demeanor and characterization of the character to fit that. Whereas, Danny Rand, like in that terrible Iron Fist show, that guy never acted like Rand did in the comics. Rand was kind of he was kind of an easygoing, genteel, laid back kind of guy with a sense of humor, but he wasn't a wisecrack or anything like that as much either. But he had a sense of humor and he wasn't Mr. Dour all the time. He had his intensity.
Flobby, I got to ask you one thing because I 98% agree with you, and you may or may not know where I'm coming from on that 2%. Even though the season of it was so, the one episode that really stuck out to me was in Luke Cage season 2.
Yeah,
where it was on Luke Cage's show, the one with Bushmaster. I liked that one episode Iron Fist was in. I actually felt like Luke Cage's writers got Iron Fist right, unlike the Iron Fist writers getting Iron Fist. Like that actually felt like the Power Man and Iron Fist I grew up like knowing and loving.
Agreed.
I call that episode Power Man and Iron Fist the Hour because it's
honestly that episode kind of proves a point I always had in the past that you can't have Iron Fist without Power Man. If you're gonna make a show about one, you need to have them both and explore both of them because they're a duo. They're a great duo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like watch that episode. It shows you like it wasn't really the actor's fault. It literally proved it. It wasn't Finn Jones's fault because when you watch the show, you think, "Oh man, Finn Jones is just terrible." But when you actually see him with people who are giving him better material to work with, you're like, "Oh, okay, I actually believe this." He comes up believe it. He's got that Zen like Danny Rand attitude that we're known for. In fact, we know him to be the one who's like, "Hey, Luke, you gotta calm down, man. You're out of control. Let's just take a step back, breathe, relax. Let's analyze the situation." Type of guy. And I saw that, and if it reminded me of Iron Fist comics and Power Man Iron Fist books I was reading. I'm like, wow, I'm like, holy crap! And then seeing them play off each other with the fights, dude, I was kind of freaking out. I was kind of freaking out.
Now, look, by the way, I will admit that TV show was I thought it was terrible. Anyway, what I just said about Iron Fist, I didn't read any of his modern crap when I know everyone loves the Brubaker stuff and all that stuff. I'm talking of Iron Fist from an era of my favorite era of his when he had his comic a little bit before, and then when he was in Power Man and Iron Fist. All that other modern-y crap where they made him a little more serious and all that stuff is not really my particular Iron Fist. So I understand that the show, much like the Daredevil show, which I do love, was making everything is the Netflix universe. So everything was grim and gritty and dark and brooding and stuff. It fit what they were doing. Don't get me wrong. And I do love that episode you're talking about. That was like a nice little breath of fresh air and a throwback. It's just that it wasn't really. I guess I can understand it a little more with Daredevil, but I wasn't really patient with it with Iron Fist, especially because the show was just so bad.
Oh, the show is not great. And it's funny how that episode stood out so hard because it shows you like it's not like they can't get done. They really could. And it's like where was this all the other seasons, episodes, etc. And it didn't feel like almost like, even though obviously I'm of the opposite. I enjoy the Brubaker stuff, but I do like the older Iron Fist comics too. But it felt more like the Danny Rand of the older comics than it did say the Brubaker stuff. It felt like that. And that episode really was, if you think about like a dark episode. I mean, maybe you could say Luke was dark in his own way, but the combination of the two is a very energetic balance of the two, because Luke was in his whole rage of emotions, and yet Luke there being the positive influence. I mean, sorry, not Luke, Danny being the positive influence, and that felt so nice as he get. And the episode felt like a ray of sunshine to me. So I'm gonna go for the ray of sunshine.
No, Finn. I think when he was at his best of the character, even on Defenders, which was not a good show, the stuff with him when he first meets Luke, and then the stuff, like I say, you talk about the time when they go meet. In that episode, he's at his best with that character in those instances. I'm definitely with you on that.
All right, cool.
I didn't get a chance to watch the Luke Cage season 2 because I was pretty checked out.
Oh crap! Pablo's here. Everybody, shut up. Let's don't tell him. Don't tell me we've been talking about him.
Pablo.
Howdy ho! Wait, what?
Nothing.
It wasn't that bad, Pablo. It was just Finn. He was saying that. Well, I can't even say it, but what he said, we've all pretty much refuted it, and we don't have evidence to back ourselves up. But we don't think you did it, and if you did, some of us will forgive you.
It's okay. I have done a lot of shit through my life, so it's possible. It's just possible.
All right, how's it going, Pablo?
Hey, I have been watching Cobra Kai season 5.
Nice.
Got them good.
We start tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah,
first two episodes. Got me hooked.
Only saw episode 1 yet. I still got to watch the others.
2 gets you hooked and makes you want to keep going.
I will start tomorrow because I needed to catch up on Beavis and Butthead earlier. I finally watched it earlier today.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious, dude.
Of Primal as well, which that was great too. So I was like, okay, I got my cartoons and now I can move on to live stuff. So
there you go.
I still got 4 episodes left to go on Stranger Things. So all right, I got some comics here that I've been meaning to acknowledge from the Chuck Norris right here. Pop Culture Public says Chuck Norris versus Rings of Power. That is freaking hilarious. Diesel here says Chuck Norris versus the Democrats.
Wait,
I'm on the side
Chuck
of
Norris versus Shang-Chi?
If it's Soichi, I will say Chuck Norris. If it's Deadly Hands of Kung Fu Shang-Chi, well, I'm gonna have to choose Bruce Lee Shang-Chi.
He is the master of Kung Fu.
Yes. And I wouldn't mind watching Chuck beat the crap out of CW. Yeah, I'm with you there, Vince.
Yeah, every man and women in this world would want that.
Chuck Norris versus Snake Plissken. Ooh, you know what? It would be a good match, but even though he might lose, I will still root for Snake Plissken because I love that character.
I love him. Yeah.
So there's a Chuck Norris versus his acting coach.
Whoa, like it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jake D's there. Look at Jake D out there.
Oh, Jake. Oh, Jake, to hail to a 33rd flavor. What's up, Jake? Nice to see you, man. Long time
no see, buddy.
Man?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Crazy. Jake D.
Hey.
Phantom Outsider, Chuck Norris versus Wesley. Diesel says Chuck Norris versus... Oh, we saw that. And then Pop Culture Volley said Chuck Norris versus Kung Fury.
Oh.
And shout out to the great Zachs for hitting almost 9,000 subscribers. That is psychotically great, Zach.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? This is a quick segue before we veer back at topic. But guys, It's Friday night. We got our drinks. Bottoms up to everyone in the chat. We got 18 of you in the chat. And of course, this drink tonight goes out to Zach's for his success, sir. You deserve this and then some, and I can't wait to see you at 20K. All right? Cheers, beers.
There you go.
Salud.
Drink them if you got them, folks.
Got them. There you go.
And shout out to GAP After Dark. Welcome. Philbo Baggins, how you doing, sir? Nice to see you. Yeah, oh, dude, you're going to get there. Trust me when I say.
Nice, man. Excellent.
It's going to say, guys, it's going to be huge. Yes, this is the Kill 'Em All glass. That is. I like how he knows, even from the very minimal angle of me, from the top corner. That's when you know. No, cheers, Zach. I'm so happy for your success.
Well, indeed, great stuff. Huh?
All right, so now that we have gotten Fenrir's what he's been reading and into, and our Chuck Norris debauchery out of the way, why don't we talk about Caster? What have you been reading?
I'll be honest. I've been getting a little bit more into some RPG stuff lately, and I've been going through. I've been going through reading some of the earlier renditions of the Ravenloft adventure, which is one of the most iconic adventures of Dungeons and Dragons. Basically, it has all the gothic horror tropes. There's a vampire lord up on a castle, waiting for the adventurers to come and kill him, and full of traps. It is something I wanted to kind of bust out and kind of start getting myself in the mood for the Halloween spirit. And like, come on, it's all the gothic horror. It's basically deep inspired by the likes of not Peter Cushing. I'm blanking. Vampire.
What do you write?
No, I was gonna say Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee, nice dude, badass man. I like it. Very cool.
Oh,
what?
LT's got it in the chat. Count Strad von Zarevich.
Wow.
Count Strad von Zarevich. I like it.
Sounds
I
fancy.
like it a lot. Man, dude. I like it. A little tour for some different.
Let me see if I can find the castle map, because it is a really cool looking.
Yeah, no, do show us, man. Let's see what's going on in your world of Rain. If you got visual to show us, yeah, just share the screen as per usual. Let's see what you got, man. I want to know what's up. I want a name.
And I know we're on this. I gotta ask, Ironcaster.
Yeah.
What's up?
Did you buy any dice this week again? Be true.
No, I didn't buy any dice this week.
Okay, then I'm asking as a friend because, dude,
Do you have a
I
dice
worry about
problem?
you sometimes.
Does he have a dice problem?
Okay,
Kinda.
Okay, look, I had to upgrade to like Milwaukee storage
my God.
containers for my dice.
Oh.
How could Duder? You got some dicey there, man.
This isn't the only one.
What?
You use all that. You use all that dice.
That RPG Live, man.
Loaded
This
dice.
is why I worry. Next thing we'll see on a stream, the screen will be nothing but an ocean of dice.
And then on top of that, like I actually had to then go and buy a lamp just to fill up with dice. That's pretty cool looking.
Wow.
It is, though. It is.
Dicey.
Wait, let me break my space.
Yeah,
He
dice are all
unveiled.
you need.
I have another.
Oh my
Whoa,
god,
that's a different one.
dude.
Holy
What?
shit. Damn.
Oh man.
He's a dice hoarder.
Dude.
Oh.
Okay,
And this
let's
is
get
why I
another
worry
look at
about him. I really do.
I am totally not a dice gremlin.
No, you're proud of him. Admit it. You're proud of him.
I am.
Wait.
Okay, maybe a little bit, but
All the way. We're gonna go all the way here. All the way with it. You're proud.
Can you help it?
Did
Like,
you use all that dice?
okay.
It's not at the same time, obviously.
kind of, sort of, yeah.
Can't
I'm like,
help it or
I need a
won't
red
help it.
set. Now I got a blue set. I got a black set. I can stop anytime I want.
This is true.
You
This
have
is
chosen
true.
a lifestyle.
yeah, I'll believe it. I'll believe you on that.
Oh,
But if he disappears for a couple of months, the next thing we see on the news, he was trapped under a bunch of dice. I'm blaming you guys for allowing him to continue on this. I
I'm gonna say it's
tried.
fake news.
I'm free. I tried.
I'm gonna be like, hey, news, you're all fake. Ironcaster's fine. I know why, because he's right on the left side of me on the panel. Trust me. He showed me his collecting. It's huge. Shut up, news. You're all fake. What's up, Imperius? How you doing, man? I can stop anytime I want. That's what. Truer words
So true.
have
Yep.
never been spoken. That quote is, I feel like it's kind of overutilized nowadays. The I can stop anyone, but I feel like if those are one of the things where that statement is very, very relevant on. Like, seriously, bro.
Yeah.
Go on, Pablo.
With nerds, at least that happens a lot. I don't know if I have told this story here, but one day
You are
there
now.
was somebody bugging a friend of mine about the amount of money that he has spent on Magic the Gathering. He was like, dude, with all this money, you could have bought a house and a car. And he was like, have you ever thought about how much money have you wasted on alcohol? At least I can resell these cards.
You tough
That's
to
an
resell
amazing
your
point.
alcohol.
And to be fair, some of them can actually go up in price. Like, dear God,
Yeah.
if you had a Black Lotus, like
Really?
you could buy a house.
Literally,
Wow.
yeah. Is
That's
30,000,
a
I
dice you mean?
think.
Would
Like
the house be
one,
shaped like a dice?
of course it would.
Yeah. No, there are some dices from some collections that are actually really, really pricey, and I mean in the thousands of dollars. Some special editions and such are stupid pricey. So yeah, a dice can be worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
This sounds very hot.
No dice.
I mean, that's just me because I get weird about things, but
Cool.
I love the feeling sound when I run my hands through a dice bowl at comic shops. That sounds like it's like the feeling of power in your hands. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, Gen Xer, but that's what that sounds like to me. Like the power is in your hands.
I found my thing.
Oh, Castor, let
Oh,
me
you
ask you
found it?
something.
Oh, all right. Let's show off the goods, Castor. Tell us about this
nice.
stuff.
All right, so Castle Ravenloft is one of the most, like I said, one of the more iconic maps. In this case, this is it's basically full of all the classic horror tropes. Like there's a bunch of like it's got a crypt full of. Actually, can we get a look? Oh wow, yeah. You got a crypt down in the basements with like 40 different tombs full of potential monsters that come pop out. But of course, you can go and pilfer those crypts for all that precious gold and jewels, and ask yourself, do you really want to push your luck so far down in the bottom of a vampire's castle?
And to that, I say the answer is always yes.
I mean, depends. I mean, if we're talking, if you have a good strategy, if you know the vampire, is it a sexy chick? Depends how far it is.
Also, this is a role-playing game, so it's all about the DM and the dice. You are trying to go deeper into the
Exactly,
castle
thought
of
the vampire chicks are the reason to go down.
You throw the dice. You landed on a 1. You fall down the stairs and break your neck. Never saw the titties. Sorry, that there's DMs that are assholes.
Yeah. I mean, this map design here was also a fairly revolutionary idea for it, because of this isometric design where you're looking at it from this 3/4 view. And because you get a sense of just the verticality of the map that a lot of other ones hadn't done before. It went from, I guess the idea from the adventure started out with like, why is a vampire hanging out in a cave next to a bunch of goblins and orcs in this? A vampire demands respect. He should be a proper villain. And so this adventure changed the game for how they were done, because the dungeon master is explicitly told, run him like he's like he's a player character. Have him moving around the map. Have him scheming and trying to split the players up, using magics and all kinds of dirty tricks just to win, because this is your home. Why wouldn't you defend it? Why would you be sitting in the bottom of a dungeon waiting for them to come to you?
Imagine being DM and Domino Longshot are in your D&D group. It says Gen Xer.
Oh man.
No. Oh no, there's nat 20s all day. No.
Dude, shit happens when you are playing Dungeons and Dragons. Sometimes things get weirder and weirder and weirder.
Like for example, in the top tower of his castle, there's just a giant beating heart. But
dude, that's what, just a big old giant beating heart. Like, holy crap, dude. I like the stairs though. Stairs look badass. So I'm like, hey, look, Beava, there's a big giant heart. I wonder if it pumps. Pumps.
He said,
Nah, for real though. This like, even though like I'm still like having trouble following a lot of this, what I'm seeing on a visual level looks freaking stunning. This
And
looks insane.
the thing is, this one adventure you could easily use to adapt and tell the dungeon that Dungeons and Dragons movie. Just the story of storming a castle to fight a vampire. Come on, this is Castlevania. This is so easy to do. Why are we not doing this? Like,
I know, you tell me. Why are they not doing this?
Because they don't respect the source material.
You
Something
know-
we kind of feel familiar all across.
We've all been there, brother. We still are technically depending every day.
But just think about the writing. It will be really interesting to see a movie that is done writing using dices. So basically, every decision from the characters, the writer rolls a dice and basically works as a DM on the story.
Okay, you guys ever seen that the Futurama movie where they went to this kind of D&D-esque world? They used a dice like that. Literally, they used the whole dice system like that.
No, but I mean writing the whole story, just throwing dices.
Yeah, I
whatever
got the point.
happens. Dude, that could go really interesting or really stupid. It can be a really short
that
movie.
looks cool.
Yeah, I at least wanted to at least show the cover of it.
Yeah,
where-
no, show this off by all means. Sounds like you're amongst a crowd of people in the chat who are into stuff. This totally works out. So please carry on. Everyone in the chat's into it. Thank you guys for being here. By the way,
So this piece of art here is of our villainous count, Strad Van Zedovich, because it's a fun name to say.
Okay.
Obviously, it's such a great evocative image of just like the vampire up in his castle waiting for you to come to him.
I just like this imagery. I'm like, bro, that looks seriously badass. The gargoyles, him standing in the middle of them. I mean, he actually looks like he has got I'm like, man, it's actually look like a spooky looking building. I'm impressed. Looks like a piece I don't know.
Right image here. So this has been mocked and this has been parodied.
Ooh, it's been parodied. This has been parodied. This particular picture.
Oh yes,
loving the Bram Stoker vibes.
Really? Okay, by all means, show it off.
So, just because I'm doing this on the fly. Notably, from the NES.
Oh, I get it. He sees what's going on down there. Oh, that's great. That is awesome. Wow. Damn, dude. I didn't play Castlevania way back when, but dude, that is a killer cover. I wish I had known that cover way back when, but that's badass.
I mean, like I said, it's such an easy layup that you could have adapted, and I am totally devolving this into like talking about movies and that, but yeah, I at least wanted to share what I've been reading this weekend. Come on, I went for like a knockout adventure to read through, and like I said, gotta get in the mood for it, get in the mood for Halloween, and it's actually got a really interesting whole backstory to it because this one-off adventure wound up spawning like its own run, like basically a little mini universe within Dungeons and Dragons of other like adventures based on horror. Like there's an evil Pinocchio.
Evil Pinocchio.
Isn't that just regular Pinocchio but accurate?
But
I will be a real murderer.
You got a point, Fenrir. I mean, you're blunt, but you got a point. And
here's the new Pinocchio is evil.
Oh, well, imagine my shock on that one. All right,
yeah, the story is very messed up.
Before we transition over clobbering times here, we got a direct donation. And Brian Yoder for $25. Thank you, Brian. Says, Ironcaster, you do not have enough dice until you make a you can make a poured resin dice gaming table with your unlucky dice.
Don't incentivate him.
But I get the feeling that if I were to use all the dice jail dice and make a resin table, like like a glass of milk I put on it would just curdle instantly. Those dice are deadly. I don't think I want to put my food on that.
All
I
right.
don't know if this has ever happened to you, but there's that unlucky dice that is always terrible, and one day is the only one that you are carrying, and it actually works.
So, like, I get in the habit of like I'll be at work, and of course I have a set of dice in my work bag, and I'll sit there just kind of in a little low moment. I'm like rolling dice, like I gotta get all the unlucky rolls out now because I'm sure that on the eventuality when I get to use these, it's gonna be nothing but the good rolls. So give me the 1s and 2s now. Give me the 20s later.
I used to take decisions on. I was working as a developer on this small firm, and every single time I had to decide what to do with the project or such, I had a 20-face die and just roll it. A lot of bad decisions were taken that way. I'm actually proud of that.
Killer.
Hell yeah, dude.
Brian, thank you for the $25, sir. I appreciate it. Hopefully you are having a good, swell Friday night. Thank you, my friend. All right. I'm gonna highlight this cover here. So we got a lot of you, most of you stuck around at 41 minutes in. Thank you for doing that, by the way. I appreciate it. So in the next few weeks, we've been trying to look over ideas of what we want to cover for like a review type of show. You know, we've done the Nova stuff, we've done the Spider-Man stuff. And we've had guys like D. Bud Martin on to help join us for some of these things too, which has been great. We were having a little conversation there within the last few days about covering one of the random one-off. Sorry, no, I said that right. What am I doing? Random one-off what if one-shots from the original volume. And we had a few covers. And Claudius, he's been reading some comics, and this is going to be a nice segue to see if these are some what if issues you'd like for us to talk about in a few weeks from now.
Amongst other
things.
And
also, we hear what Claudi's been reading on top of it as that. So let's highlight right here. This cover, what if the Avengers had never been? So this is something you've been reading, Claudia. Why don't you tell us about this comic a little bit without going into it? Like, what have you been reading? This, like, of what if?
Well, I've been planning. I've got a series. I've got some videos. I'm planning some videos coming up. So I'm going to be, and also I'm trying to do a thing where at least read one or two, at least one comic a day, old comic book a day, because I don't read any new garbage anyway. One, either Silver or Bronze Age comic a day. I like to be a little bit random with them, but then it goes. You read one, you want to, like you get in a reading another, you get reading the same, in the same vein, but. What I did, so what I've done this week, I've sent you pictures of in order the ones I've read so far, just since I guess Tuesday or whatever. And this one here, this is one. And again, without talking too much about any of them, because this is one we should all get. I think we should all get together and review this one, and we should get our buddy D Bud because he's an Iron Man fan. I'm sure he's a fan of this issue. This is a great issue, even though Jim Shooter wrote it. Of the What If Volume 1, Number 3. With some great Gil Kane, Klaus Janson art, and I think this is without saying too much about it. It is an excellent thing. You got to remember, if you have not read any What Ifs, it's basically the Twilight Zone for superheroes, for Marvel heroes in this case, and they are downers, but I mean in the best, crazy, fun way. Still fun, but yet they always punch you in the gut at the end. I mean, almost always, anyway. And it's that wonderful 70s, 70s, kind of the. Because if you watch a lot of the movies of the 70s until Star Wars came along, most of them were pretty bleak. Always had bleak endings. But again, they were still great, entertaining, fun. Not like today's dystopian crap. I'm talking about they always had a punch you, and they always wanted to rip your head off. Like a great Twilight Zone ending or something like that. And that's just the way things were. And this comic can be brutal sometimes, meaning what ifs. Volume 1 and even Volume 2, because I read some of Volume 2 also this week. And this one is well done, and it's brutal, and I definitely recommend that. Then there was let's see what else. If you got them,
bringing it down. Yeah, I'm here.
Put 'em
You
up.
had this one here,
right? With that, if you go farther down, I got them all in order.
Oh, okay.
I just put them all in a row so that the order I did them. If
All
you
right,
want
let
to.
me.
That's the last thing I sent.
Let me get it. Let me get to it.
Because I did do read. That is one. Now, that one you just showed. Well, we could look at that after. Well, if you want to just go in order.
Oh no! I found it. So where you said I highly recommend
Giant
this.
Size X-Men.
Okay.
Started Giant Size X-Men #1.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let me.
Now you're talking some gold.
Well, I've been binge watching the Fox X-Men show because I just got binge watching the Spider-Man Fox show of the 90s.
Okay.
So if you've watched that X-Men show, man, they screw around with so much. I mean, but they also couldn't get away with much because it was Saturday mornings. So I decided it'd been ages since I've read Giant Size X-Men #1, where it all began for the new X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
So I read this for the first time in so long it felt new. And I might kind of slowly start working my way through those.
Mm-hmm.
So I do recommend this one. Again, I'm not saying we need to review it or anything. I'm saying because we're not here necessarily to say we have to review everything. We can pick and choose. But I'm just telling you what I'm reading. And this was really very interesting to go back and read after all that time. Chris Claremont. And excuse me, before Chris Claremont came onto it, it was actually Len Wein. It was who set them up. Great Dave Cockrum. And so there's that one, and then there was after that there was that.
I
do
find it interesting that they weren't able to fit Sunfire on the cover.
Yeah, they didn't put Sunfire there. I think part of that, I don't know. Sunfire had appeared once before, but so I don't know. I'm not sure why they didn't put him on there, but he does pop up later. Sunfire's an a-hole, by the way.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Bigots and Diesel. So that's a great comic clubby. What's up, Dragon Master 360? How you doing, man? Thanks for being in here.
It's great stuff, and so there's that. Then there was that What If that we just showed, and then of course each day I tried to read another one.
Man,
let's see.
Keeps jumping
on you.
All right.
All right, let's see.
It keeps jumping up on me, but you know what?
Okay, there you go. There's
here
Conan.
We go. What? Ooh.
Okay. What I don't know. Again, I went random, dude. I was just like, I was going on. I'm sure you know where that site is that we perfectly that we read comics with, and just look at this stuff random. I mean, because I enjoyed the What If. Said, I don't know why, but this is one I read so long ago that again I wanted to just go back to it, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of loopy, but. It has a sequel again, so we're not really spoiling all that much, but this was around 1978-ish or something, this comic, 77, 78. And it's, well, if you're a Conan fan, you might enjoy it. And then in 1984, they did is the next cover by Bill Sienkiewicz. This is What If He Walked the Earth Today. I won't spoiler it for you, but the next cover might spoiler it a little bit.
Okay.
It's it's an interesting issue, but the next one, what if Conan is stranded in the 20th century, is batshit crazy, and again in a fun way. I remember Peter Gillis was a good What If writer. This was still volume 1 of What If toward the end of it.
Stop or my barbarian will shoot.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if I want to spoiler it or not. I won't in case anybody wants to read it. It's
seriously the What If concept used to be very fun.
Spoiler: he shoots.
Yeah, and it's I don't know if I want to say. I will if no one cares, but otherwise, it's got a pretty good end. Actually, a pretty good ending, a very poignant ending, and it's I like the way it ended. But it's got some really crazy shit that Conan does. I'm like, wow, oh my goodness, fun. But again, that's the fun thing about all these comics. It's just. You read them and you have a little fun and you even laugh at it because some of the things that were written back then. And I had a ball reading this one as well. It's not as good art, but
the only criticism though is the way the gun is lined up with the eye.
That's Bill Sienkiewicz. He didn't do the interior.
No, I mean on the cover there though, he's not looking down the barrel. He's not looking down the sights.
Well, you see other stuff in there.
There's
even some stuff in that first one. From 78, the first story that where this is right after I mean, this is many years before I thought anyone knew who Arnold Schwarzenegger was. And again, this is a comic. Roy Thomas wrote the issue that not the one you just saw, the sequel, but the one before that with him and the redhead on the cover. There's a bit in there where when he ends up in the streets of New York, someone calls him Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's like 1977, 78. And if they keep calling him Stallone after that, it's Sylvester Stallone, and someone calls him Rocky.
Wow!
But, I mean, I guess we knew who Schwarzenegger was at that point. Hey there, Larry.
Larry,
I guess
how's it going, dude?
I guess we knew Arnie, but anyway, this one here, holy crap, man! Since we did Nova, this would be a fun one to do.
Okay, what do you think, chat? Should we cover this one? Should we cover this for a what if panel? What if Nova had been for people?
Oh, man.
What do you guys think in the chat? Should this be one of our few what if issues to cover for our what if segment? I want some honest answers in chat. Does this seem like a interesting issue to talk about for other people?
Yes, and that's convoluted, but it basically just tells a story of 4 different stories about someone else, becoming Nova. Obviously, if you want to just leave it at that, but I'd be interested in what any of you think of it if you read it.
Okay.
Because I figure
I am on your Left Tim's Talk. How's it going? Thanks for being here.
What's up, bud?
And Dragon Master says, "Why the heck not?" Brian Yoder gives a yes to that. So far, and then Pop Culture Public says yes, it might be interesting. I mean, I think the jury's speaking, guys. I think this may have to be one of our 4 issues to talk about. I think the concept seems intriguing enough, and we did a whole 3 episodes dedicated to Nova. We might as well just now basically give the cherry on top to Richard Rider with this what if edition. I think this is a way to cap it off. Sure. Philbo says do it. Okay.
Yeah, Diesel. Yeah, I'm aware of how he was a pretty big bodybuilder at the time. But what made me laugh about that was that Roy Thomas, of course, who brought Conan to Marvel. That's 4 or 5 years early. Him dreamcasting Conan in a comic book.
Yes, Dragon Master, you can legally, and the internet. I'll just say the internet because I'm not going to give clues, but yes, you can absolutely find this.
Type a search on a thing that starts with G and just put whatever comic in there and see if it comes. If you see the words "read online," it says "read online." Follow them. See, we didn't do anything bad.
All right, no, we didn't. And I think it's safe to say we got one of our 4 issues at the very minimum picked out for our comic shop talk. What if? Now tell us, Klobby. Now do tell us about this one. Obviously, we're not going to be reviewing this, but what piqued your interest in Superboy? The Legion of Superheroes.
It's a small cover. Came out kind of small there. My buddy LT will appreciate this. A buddy of mine. I'm a big, huge, unabashed Legion of Superheroes fan, and this was when the series, when they finally got a title, the first ever when they got their title on a book and a semi-starring role, because they've been in adventure comics and in action comics backups and things like that. When 71 or 2, whatever this was now, I forget. This is where they took over the Superboy title, which had just been Superboy for 30 something years or whatever. And that started. Eventually they even take over their title. And it's by great stuff by Dave Cockrum, the aforementioned Mr. Cockrum, who did, of course, Giant Size X-Men #1 and took over the X-Men after he did this series. And it's a great start on point for anybody who wants to read Bronze Age Legion. Since a buddy of mine had asked me about it, I realized I hadn't started from that point in a long time, so I thought I would just go back and read that one. So great stuff. If you're, but only if, I guess not everybody's a big Legion fan, but I know LT will appreciate that.
All right, no, killer. And also shout out to Bush McFadden in the chat. It was him and Brahma Bull's birthdays yesterday, same day as actual Star Trek. So happy belated to all 3 of you.
Happy birthday.
Thanks for being here, Bush. Appreciate it, sir. Hopefully you having a swell Friday evening. Ooh, okay. This one came a little small, but who cares? I think people get the idea.
Yeah,
ultimately, that's what matters.
Right. And that's the second
issue
of it. So that's
Superboy holding a big rod on his hands.
A big old axe.
Big axe rod, but
radioactive axe. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, you can just go. Everybody got just what I was saying on that last one. So you're cool. But then right after this one, I just read it one more. Do you think you might like or might be interested in? I was shocked actually, because this is a comic I just never got around to reading.
Ooh.
And I read it today. This is from What If Volume 2 now.
Okay.
Which was a little bit like it started in the late 80s or whatever. What if Wolverine battled Conan the Barbarian? And I forget the Glenda Fleming name or whatever, the guy who hadn't really written that much. Art's okay. What's his name? Gary Quaspas has a fairly decent John Buscema, Ernie Chan type look to this comic, which is appropriate, although they use a lot of burn a lot for certain framing sequences. It is a surprisingly a really good story. And I was shocked. I just read it because I never read it before. I wasn't buying What If at the time, so I just didn't bother. And I didn't even, I was talking about those other two Conans with a friend of mine, and he kept talking about this one. He said he remembered it. He didn't really remember the story either. He had it. So I just went ahead, what the hell, right before the show, we came on here tonight, I went ahead and read it. And this is a surprisingly good story, in my opinion, and that harkens back to, the Dark Phoenix saga a little bit. And it's it's got again, man, these endings, the endings of these freaking,
you make me want to read these just for these endings.
The endings are, they're like, good God, I want to go chop my head off now, but in the best way, because you're like, wow, that's messed up. So, yeah.
All right. Before
cool
we
story.
transition over to the next one.
The art's decent on this one.
I really like the
Gen
cover.
Xer had some great comments here. Says, what if Dazzler become a Herald of Galactus was a hard pass for me?
Yeah. I didn't buy it either. I passed on it as well.
Oh, it was fun.
And then Gen Xer again. I remember a What If with Elvis in it. Oh man!
Well, they had a comedy issue that was just called What If, and it's did all kind of crazy like pages by different artists, and one of my favorite ones was the page What If Black Bolt became a rock star.
Oh my God! Whoa, Black Bolt! I would love to read that. And that was the great father, Christopher Miller. Hey. Ahoy! Just got home from high school football, saying hi before crashing. Hey, good night, sir. Thank you for dropping in there. Nice to see you, man. And glad to see you looking good, man. I've been seeing them photos. You are absolutely killing it, sir. Keep it up. Keep up the good work, and hopefully I'll see you next summer. Should there be a Texas meetup? I hope our paths cross again. Thank you for dropping in. Hopefully your night at the game was good. Thank you. And what was it here? Yoda says, "What if Marvel still wrote good stories?" Yeah, right. Oh, I know. Ooh. We all know that. Yeah. What the question mark was good too. All right, let's get over to.
Oh, there were a lot of fun ones.
It seems like you've been on a bit of a Conan kick lately. I've noticed the pattern with the Conan kick lately.
Well, it wasn't really a plan. It just I was looking at all. In fact, it was really just kind of a random. Eeny, money, most.
My God, that cover is so disturbing.
That was my little contribution.
They did that every now and then. They did humor issues every now and then. I just picked it kind of at random, though, Dick. I just said, I don't know. Let me take a look at this. And I looked at it. And when I read that one, and then I was looking again, and I saw another Conan one in there. Like, yo, did I read that one before? Can't remember now. So, boom, and there we go. And then I was talking about the other one. So,
what do you think, Chad? Should we read What If No One Was Watching the Watcher just based off this cover?
I'll do it. That's just that's all kind of a crazy humor stuff from the
we got 16 of you in the chat right now. All hands on deck. Should we cover this issue for our What If panel? I want to keep it real. Keep it honest.
Say yeah.
You can. They're gonna say yes, but even if you object, tell me what. Just please object if you feel different. Dragon Masters are saying yes.
Well, wow. Clobby, there was one other Thor What If you missed.
Oh, there was yeah. It's the only one I haven't done yet. There's got a Conan. They got a Conan Thor issue.
Skip the issue.
Yeah, they have a Conan Thor issue that I plan to read tonight or tomorrow.
Ooh,
which I got two covers here.
Bush says no to. Ooh, we actually have a few objectioners. Oh, okay.
That's
fine. I appreciate you guys keeping it real here. No, it's good. And Larry, I literally had this on my save to watch later. I have been meaning to watch this, and time has prevented me. Okay, I think jury's out. Yeah, everyone's saying skip it. Okay, you know what? The jury's spoken.
It was at least worth showing off because.
Oh yeah, it was.
Look,
if you need a laugh, yeah, we'll tell you as we. Ooh, all right, chat. What do you think on this one now?
Should we? It almost feels like we should just do the 3 Conan books.
All right, another one says pass. Yeah,
I'm gonna do this.
At this point, we should probably do Conan.
Yeah.
I think it's only 4 comics, but I'm not.
There might be some other ones.
There might be some other ones later.
But we got the Nova one. We're doing the Nova one for sure. So that's one down. We have 3 other books to decide here, and the Chez already pretty much like certain on the Nova. And Larry says Thing versus Hulk. I mean, I mean, how many confrontations have we had? Thing versus Hulk. Does Andre not say yes on Conan? And Diesel says yes, Duke. Okay, well then we should do at least one of them be a Conan one. At the very least, one of them. I mean,
I think we should do the battle of Thor and Conan because I really want to see how he's gonna beat Thor.
Well, I was gonna say,
how even stands a chance.
I'll take a look at that one.
I was gonna suggest the first one just because we should start with the first one of them.
Okay, and the first one. Let me go back to it.
And then
I'll scroll while you're showing the screen off.
One other one, just to show you, Nick.
The Earth, if he walked the Earth today, okay. All right, go ahead, show the softcaster. Oh,
interesting.
There we
go. I have not casted a vote for anything, but if I could cast a vote, can I? I'm raising my own hand on my own stream. Can I please cast a vote for this one, guys? Chat, can you please agree with me to this one, just so I can talk about Daredevil? Chat, please, can you agree with me, please? I'm begging you, chat.
I thought you just want to read that Yellow Jacket story.
I will. I'm serious.
Okay, because I'm a good friend, I'm backing Nick up on this. We're going electoral. Just saying. You got.
Come on, chat, please. If you want to object, you're allowed to object. But all right. Oh, we got a resounding yes. A resounding yes again. Yes and yes and is all right. All right. We got 2 down. Nova, Daredevil. Yes on the Daredevil. Okay, so in 2 weeks we got Nova, we got Daredevil. So we're now halfway through. A huge yes. Oh, well, you can have one, Nick. You can have one. Thank you, Vince.
Dude, can I be the only downer on this issue?
You can.
Let's be honest. Mark Murdock is a good lawyer. That will not have ended in a marriage or something like that. He knows the cost of a separation. So yeah, sorry. Matt Murdock is smart enough.
I will criticize it in that seeing Daredevil with a smile on his face doesn't seem right.
Well, that's because you read Daredevil. Before Miller, Daredevil was not. Daredevil was a superhero who smiled all the time. So
all the time, Bill Everett, man, he made that happen.
Yeah. I mean, he had his issue, he had his problems, but he wasn't. Miller turned him into a ninja. Before that, he was a superhero with a handicap. But he, had.
He basically Batman-fied him.
He did, and he did it on purpose. And he did that. Even though I love Miller, don't get me wrong. I did it, the first 16 years of his existence. Daredevil wasn't a ninja. He was a guy, an acrobat, who had the radar sense and fought supervillains and lived in the, was definitely, hung out with Spider-Man and other heroes and stuff, even though he didn't have any super physical powers. And I did a whole show celebrating that era once last year, just because it doesn't get any love because everyone just thinks Miller, Ninja, Daredevil, and that's it. So yeah.
All right. So Larry says Elektra have her own con. She has had them on and off over time. Nothing
Elektra
too extended,
Assassin.
but yes, she has.
The notable one that was most popular was Miller's Elektra Assassin with Bill Sienkiewicz art.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Brian says, "Can't you veto any objection?" I could, but I'm trying to play it fair. I see what you're doing there, but I try to play it fair. That's all I'm doing here, man.
So this is
so we now 2 of 4 issues decided for sure now.
Yep. So that's 35. I'm gonna
35.
look and see if I can't find any other good ones.
So maybe should we do no, chat, what do you think? What if Conan walked the earth, or what if Conan were stranded in 20th century? What's up, Jacob Ironside? What do we think as far as the Conan? We got these 2 covers here. What are we thinking? Or should we just do both? Should that
one of them's a sequel, kind of a sequel. The second one there is a sequel, really, in a sense.
Oh, the second one's a sequel. Okay, so that might be a little
different writers now.
Oh,
but yes,
okay.
It's connected.
Should we do story. Part 1 and 2 of that? What's the part 1 of that called?
Part 1 is the one you're looking at. The one, what if Conan the Barbarian walked the earth today? And that was like 78, 7, whatever.
Oh, that is part 1. Well, then.
Right. Then in 1984, they did this next one here. What if Conan been stranded in the 20th century?
That's the proper follow-up. Okay. Well, then, chat, what
different
do you think? Even if it's different writers, but they follow up to each other, do you think that's a good way to just do a 2-parter on that? Do them both a 1-2 punch. I just saw the Spider-Man photo. Yes, I will share that soon. That's a very dazzling photo of Spider-Man.
By the way, that Miller Electra book, just so you know, Miller did that. I mean that what if Electra had lived thing, Miller wrote that. So you know.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Nick, can you do it? One of my options out there. One of the Hulk.
Just because Vince. I remember this cover. I remember.
This would have been an actual comic book today.
This would have been on the main 616 universe. Oh, you know it, dude. You know it.
It was a parody of an
It's
old.
both hilarious and sad.
But in the 60s, there wasn't two old comics, one of them by C.C. Beck. There was Herbie the Fat Fury, and then there was one actually called Fat Man Human Flying Saucer. And that's a throwback parody of that.
Vince says do both, but it still counts as one. You know what? We'll do a rare extended episode. We could do one more. We'll do one more. All right. So we got the Conans, Daredevil, Nova, Fenrir. You say you had a Hulk one. What was the Hulk one you were entertaining?
Yeah, one where the Hulk maintained the intelligence of Bruce Banner.
Issue number 2.
Volume
1. Volume 1.
I think it would be an interesting story to look at.
I read that one forever.
What do you think, chat? Does that concept sound like something you would like to, hear reactions to, thoughts, and analysis on?
And if not that one, maybe the What If Uncle Ben Lived?
Ooh, I think people are gonna say Uncle Ben lived. You had people on Uncle Ben. They're gonna respond with the rice, man. They're gonna respond with the rice. You don't top Uncle Ben in his rice, dude. Well, all right, chat. Hulk or Uncle Ben? Let's see it. I want to see where we're at here. Oh, this is gonna be fun. We have the fans decide the show in a few weeks. So we're looking at September 23rd. The only way that could change is maybe if like ISOM arrives that week and then we move to September 30th. But I have think those books will not come until the 30th or October 1st or something like that. So we should be good with September 23rd. Uncle Ben, I at the moment I've had enough of smart. I hear your fatigue on that. I do hear your fatigue on that, Uncle Ben. What's for this coming week for Toxic Tuesday's Midnight Run, my guy? What if Hot May got bitten? Yes, I said Hot May. Oh, Eric. What's up, Eric? How you doing, dude? What if Uncle Ben was the Hulk?
That was a great issue. Boy, I love that one.
Oh, tough choice, Uncle Ben. But I think I've had enough of Hulk anything. I think Uncle Ben it is, dude.
Yeah, we're going Uncle Ben.
All right, Uncle Ben wins. And there you have it, guys. September 23rd, the What If panel. We'll do a nice extended edition episode, and we're gonna talk some very entertaining comics with some really wild endings. So it's gonna be fun. Have extra drinks lined up for that one. Have extra, because that is gonna be. We're gonna make sure that's a show for the ages. As they like to say, we're gonna make that show. Awesome. But Fenrir, I know you said you had to go.
Yeah, I gotta bounce, gentlemen. I'm sorry if I can't stay longer. There are certain events I need to take care of.
Say your final thoughts for the chat, and guys, Fenrir's channel can just click on his name in the caption, and it'll take you straight to his channel. So say your final thoughts, sir.
Chat, you guys rule. You are the equivalent of a nuclear bomb hitting the zone. You're awesome. You're amazing. Thank you for all this fun night. Thank you out there for the gang out there in the street. All of you. You guys are just great. We do all the talking, but it's you guys who keep it all alive. It's you guys. You're amazing. You're the best.
That's what he said.
All right. All right then.
Thank you, Fenrir.
Yeah.
Have a great
now
evening,
that I'm done with this, I just want to say, Arncaster, keep it up. Klobby, stay safe, brother. Nick, stay out of trouble. Pablo,
I have to.
Don't mess this up. I am leaving the comedy to you, man.
You know it, man. You know it.
All right, then. Peace to you all.
Buddy.
All right. For Ironcaster says Dragon Master. What time is that Monday stream? Ooh.
Monday I'll be doing stream at 5:30 Eastern.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to get myself in the habit of a regular stream again, and I've kind of picked out Monday afternoon is kind of a good day to go with.
Okay. Now that we've got a little of the crowds deciding on the What If show, which has now been decided, I'm sure, as you guys have noticed, we've had quite a few guests on here recently. We obviously had Gabe El Tayyib on, and he absolutely crushed it. We had the Mirrorsphere Origins on here promote his book. We had Vinny Tarnametal on a few months back to promote Shadow of the Kraken, and of course we had Ginger Ninja and Roger Ryder on to promote Anti-Steampunk Western. Are there any other creators within our sphere you would think we should invite? Like, maybe I know, like, Aaron Lepresti just put out his new Wrath of God. Is there a book out there or a creator you think this guy would be a good fit for the Comic Shop Talk? Who is out there, chat, that you would like to see on here? I could try to reach out to, because I would like to. I have a few names I'm thinking about. I want to see, what do you guys think? What would be a fun show that would make some sense to you? Right now, this is just us interacting with the chat tonight. So, and shout out to Cameron Vale. How are you? Howdy to you, sir. Happy Friday. I mean, because I've got a few names, but I'm like, who? I want to see what you all think first before I even speak out on my names. My names.
Of course.
Yes, I know. Caster's thinking, oh, I'm giving Caster a whole can of worms here with this one. On the invites, we got 16 of you in here. I want to see at least a few names here. Who does one reach out to? And no, we will not try to reach Air July just yet. There will be a time and a place, but I think it's gonna be a while before I can try. He's very tough to get a hold of. One day I will, though. One day. And Joe's Atmosphere, what's up, buddy? He says, finally get to check in. How you doing, man? Oh boy, I don't know if we'll have enough room for it, but maybe if it looks good and we can do a follow-up panel down the line, that actually sounds fun. The Just a League. Can you throw in the number 7, the Revengers, Just a League? One of my favorites when I was young. Vinny, yeah, and Vinny was a good choice, and I'm gonna have Vinny on again. I will, Vince. The gist is I'm gonna wait. I'm trying to time out to when he has his next book ready to promote. That way, when he's ready to promote it, we can have him on, and it'll be all good. Chernobyl, what's up, Chernobyl? How you doing? The package should be coming in any day now. I think I should be arriving tomorrow, actually. So as soon as I get it, trust me when I say you will know, because I will do an unboxing for you in the package from Mrs. Flu. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. Tug. Ooh, I could ask Tug. I could try reaching out to him. That's a good idea. The only undercreative independent I know is Vance Skyver. I'm gonna wait for him to get Cyberfrog 2 done, and then I'll bug him. I don't know Mandy Summers, but yeah, I'd ask her. But I don't mind. Reach out to me. I didn't know Gabe. I didn't know him at all, but it didn't stop me from like, oh no, I don't know him. What if he says no? I just go for it. The worst comes worst, they can't do it. So yeah, I could ask her. Okay, Mandy Summers, that Umbrella Guy. I actually did bag Umbrella Guy's book, so that's some entertain. And then
I got the second one.
Ooh, go ahead.
Oh, just I did manage to get the second one. So, and actually
from good. Okay. Ooh.
Cool.
No way. I promise, Chernobyl. I cannot wait to see what you got. Seriously, I promise you will know about this.
Yeah, Mandy Summers would be great to get. By the way, mentioning Mandy Summers, she's beautiful. She knows comics too. Like, I mean,
yes, she does.
You know some old comics. She surprised me a couple times. But she's sweet.
I'll reach out to her. I'll ask her.
I tell you one guy that might be tough to get. That I would cross my fingers and hope you could get him, but he's a little bit big time for us. And that's that guy, Lord Thoth. If you could ever get that guy. I mean, I know he's too big, for us little guys like us, but you could get him, man.
All right.
Billy Tucci would be a fun one to get. But I was gonna suggest maybe trying Patrick Thomas Parnell.
Oh, you'd be a good fit. He'd be. I could see him melding with us just by the personality. And I've listened to a few of his shows before too. Like I'm not really totally familiar with his body of work. I gotta get more acquainted with, but personality wise, I could vibe with him. We could get a really good conversation off of that.
Like
Okay.
he did one of my favorite things for the crowdfunding campaigns. That was doing the poker chips.
Ooh, okay.
That
Castle, you and I are gonna
Yeah. Oh,
talk
yeah.
about
Yeah.
that one. You and I are gonna talk about it now.
right.
We can work together on getting him on because I think, especially if we utilize your familiarity with my level of communications, we can make that one happen. All right, Parnell, I'm going to reach out to Mandy and fingers crossed on that one. So that'd be cool and it'll be fun. And now I think we're having a lot of wild shows. Friday nights coming out and yeah, Keanu Reeves, dude. I'd
That will
be
rock.
I
That
would
will
love
rock.
it. I'd love it. No, seriously, I would love for that to happen. It won't, but I would absolutely love that. Oh man, I would. Yes, and Vince, that's the whole point is to keep the. Every now and then, if a big name is coming my way that wants to do it, yeah, great. But I'm trying to make sure I promote the indie sphere first. So this is me trying to make sure I keep that market first and foremost before I even try getting to the other big wigs. So per se, it's all about promoting the little guy, and we got a lot of great ones out there, and more are coming out of the woodworks, and that is a glorious thing to see, and it's something that we should continue promoting and focusing on for the future. I'll say. So thank you, chat. I appreciate that. We will get in touch with these names. I promise.
Yeah.
There will at least be an attempt. I can't promise they'll say yes, but one of them will. Oh yes, one of them will. Think of it like Wayne's World. All right, just be excellent about it. Be excellent about it. But yeah, Pablo, we haven't even got a chance to ask you what have you been reading lately?
Whew, I have been falling into a deep rabbit hole because I found out this anime that is called Uncle from Another World. Basically, there's this trope on Japanese media, on anime, light novels, manga, and everything, where a person dies or falls into a coma and is reincarnated in another world, a fantasy setting, with elves and everything. Well, in this case, the guy falls in a coma, but he wakes up 70 years later with his
Oh,
powers on the real world. There's two issues. One, the guy is ugly as fuck. So in that world, of fantasy, everybody wanted to kill him because he looks like an orc. And the other one, he just lives for the Sega Genesis. So it's really, really stupid. Basically, he comes back to this reality, and in this reality, since he doesn't know how to work or anything, he just knows how to be a hero on the other dimension. Decides to become a YouTuber and use his magic as special effects on his videos. And with that money, he tries to buy video games from the era where he still was alive. But since he passed to that world before the end of the 90s, a lot of the things from those tropes on that kind of anime, he didn't knew them. So, for instance, he doesn't know about the classic tsundere, the female character that will be overly brash and aggressive towards you, but deep inside, she loves you. So basically, he just thinks that he has an stalker, an elf that is cute and sexy and everything, and he's just like, no, she's. I had an stalker. This elf was crazy, and every time we met, she was insulting me. It's
Mm-hmm.
really stupid fun. So I was into the anime, and I found out there's a manga. God damn, that manga is hilarious. I recommend it
Mm-hmm.
100%. The drawings are stupid fun. The story is one of the most crazy, ridiculous things that you can never imagine. And the plot line, at least if you are doing anything on YouTube, there's comments about demonetization, about paying rates, about the quality of ads. God damn, that manga is one of the best things that I have found in years. I
Mhm.
cannot imagine something more stupid fun, just making fun of everything on YouTube. And I mean, the only thing that is missing is him saying Mama Susan. And I mean it. That's the only thing that is missing. But there's jokes about even the marketing team on YouTube, and there's the whole fantasy setting jokes that work perfectly on that setting. So yeah, I don't know. It is one of the best things that you can get right now.
I've
And
been
is Mhm.
I'll say I've been watching through what Common Rider W to get through that so I can get to the new the anime spinoff that they just put out. Futopia.
Futopia.
Yeah. Uh the Kamen Rider series was like they're a duo that turns into the Kamen Rider
Yeah,
hero.
yeah, yeah.
One always passes out, and yeah, and like here we are, like 10 plus years later, they're doing a spin-off anime based on this one series. It's got a lot of like kind of noir vibes to it. So
Oh, nice.
it's got a good vibe to the show.
Oh, really nice. I don't know. Out of late, I have been watching a lot of anime, maybe because of the quality of Western things that I have been going back to the Japanese randomness. Right now, is it wrong to pick up girls on a dungeon? Is killing it. Is really stupid fun. The devil is a part timer, is back and is exactly what you will expect. Basically, Satan from another dimension, he was about to conquer everything and he loses and transports to this world. And in this world, he
Uh-huh.
tries to conquer everything through working on stupid gigs like being a cashier on McDonald's. That's
Mhm.
his plan for conquering the whole world. Is really stupid. The second season is out now and it's really fun. There's Rent a Girlfriend, one of the best romance stories right now. I will
Mhm.
recommend. Second season is going through, and just watch it. I will say that one. I will not say anything about the setting. Search for Rent a Girlfriend, and it's hilarious. Is a lot of good romance. And Overlord is going. Last episode was killer. The ending of that episode
Ooh.
is fourth season, so you have a lot of space to just unwind and enjoy this fantasy realm. But the end of the last episode was just so somber and in the same time so badass that I just cannot wait for the next episode. I don't know
Mhm.
if there's an anime or a manga or a light novel. I am just watching the anime, but it's going really, really well. And in comics, I just have been browsing random stuff, to be honest.
Okay. No, it's all good,
Because,
man.
yeah, after a lot of things that I have been seeing out of late on Marvel, at least, I have been going back to Spider-Man of
Ooh.
yore. I have been just reading random stuff. So, but yeah, I will recommend directly. Uncle from Another World, Isekai Ojisan. Uh, just look for it. Is one of the funniest things that you will ever see. The guy gets depressed when he finds out that in these few years, actually Sega lost the console wars, and he actually tries to erase his memory so he doesn't
Doesn't know
suffer
that.
that anymore. Is brilliant. What can I say? As an old-time gamer, and I was in the era of the Dreamcast when Sega just gave up. All those commentaries about Sega being superior to Nintendo is just so over the top fun. And the joke about him being so ugly that everybody wants to kill him, it never gets old. And I mean it. He's just a punching bag. He's a lovable punching bag. Yeah, so
Are you
basically,
talking about Comics Division, Gen Xer? All right, carry on, Pablo. I had to ask him.
no,
He'll
no,
respond to
no
chat.
worries. Basically, that is what I have been reading out of late.
Okay,
Yeah, after
killer.
Nova, I think just a few random stuff here and there.
I read this.
All right,
Yes.
I'll ask him. Usually he does the cocktail lounge, but I'm sure if I could convince him, if I ask him and I say, "Hey, can I borrow you for a panel?" Because he doesn't always do cocktail lounge, he'd do it. I'm sure if I could convince him, let me see what I can do. Maybe I'll try to get him on for the What If episode.
You think you'd like to review those? That'd be fun.
Yeah, you know, I know he can use a good fix of good comics. Let me talk to him, see what he thinks. If not, we can work out something for him for something down the line. Maybe like for the next wave of Spider-Man comics, something like that. Because I know he likes a lot of the early Spider-Man, and I just gotta find the right thing for him to convince him. But as long as I can do that, he'll come on. We'll even revolve it around FNT. That way he can plug it on FNT and then bring some people over here. So yeah, no, I'll talk to comics, Gen Xer. So okay, Mandy Summers. We'll talk to Patrick Parnell. Is that right? Or Patrick Thomas Parnell?
Yes, Patrick Thomas Parnell.
And of course, I'll ask the Dix Lord himself. All right, cool. No, those will be the three we'll for sure talk to. All right, I'll look into what I can do about Billy Tucci and Tug, but right now those three are for sure priorities. So killer. No, that's awesome. Pablo, thank you for your suggestions. And Larry said 80s is where he started. He said Blade Runner, Akira were both taking place in 2019. Well, we're past that.
Yep.
Shout out to Vinciger, aka El Otaku, aka the Wee Pillar. How are you, sir? Thank you for being here. Yes, I'm gonna see if I can try again to do the What If. I think that would be very cool. That's my goal for comics is the What If. So, and there's 2 weeks. I'm sure maybe I can convince him for that. So it will be huge. And Ginger Ninja, we're gonna get him back on for TNT.
Nice.
The goal is to get him back on because we had him on recently. We're getting him back on TNT when the campaign gets to a close in a few weeks. That way we could try to get him pushed towards 3K for his book. So that's his goal there. I'm sure when he has a follow-up, we'll get him back on. We'll get Vinny Art back on. So, and I'm going to try to get Gabe back on too for when he has his action movie book as well. So those will all be repeats. Don't you worry, guys, about that. We're good with the repeats. I can work that out easy. I want to get fresh blood here. I'm thinking like I want to get someone who I want unfamiliar. I want the challenge. That's what this is about for me is the challenge. So
sure.
I appreciate that you want to see those names because all those names have been a blast to have on. All of them have been great. So it'll happen and it will be huge. I promise. All right. Oh man, but as far as books that I've been reading, oh crud. You know, I've only read a little bit lately, like blah blah blah. I've said before and I'll say it again. I've been really enjoying Firepower from Kirkman and Chris Samney. That's been a really fun book. It is escalated into literally huge territory of like giant dragons now getting involved. And fireballs and like it's gotten very massive in scale and it revolves around the family and martial arts. Yeah, I could almost even say the story be for all ages, which is weird to say considering Kirkman's reputation with like The Walking Dead and Invincible, but that's one of the few modern books that I read and I have been all in on it since it came out. But Firepower has been really fun to read and there are sometimes where you're just reading, and for those who've already heard this, I apologize. But in case there's someone who hasn't heard it, that's just hearing this now, there's a lot of pages where it's just Samney doing the pencils, and there's no dialogue. but it's about paying attention to what's going on in the dialogue that's telling the story. So it's like you're letting the action tell the story at times, and I always found that was a neat treat that Sam Nee does with the book. So Firepower has been absolutely fun to read, and it's on 23 issues and an OGN. So it started off with the OGN, original graphic novel, and then it went straight into number 1, and it's gone into 23 with 24 on the way. And then they're going to take a few months break. So I will also be looking forward to Junkyard Joe coming out in a few months, which is a spin-off from Jeff Johns' Geiger book. Because when he put out Geiger last year with him and Gary Frank, that was a solid book. And he's now finally expanding on that. And him and Gary Frank are doing a book on Junkyard Joe, which is one of the characters from that book. Because it felt like Geiger was trying to lay out a bigger picture. I remember saying that way back when last year on the show. And I feel like he was trying to like lay the blueprint for things to follow. It seems like this is the first book that's getting that going. So I will check out Junkyard Joe when that comes out. That'll be in November. So yeah, you'll see a review of it here on the YouTubes. I'll do a review of it here on, and then I'm sure I'll talk about it here on the shop. Just like when Conan comes to Titan, I know we will at least talk about the number 1 on that. So it's good. It's a good comic book future, guys. Is all I'm trying to say. Despite all the craziest of the world, there's always good to balance out the sucky. And we just gotta give shine on it. What do you got, Caster?
Oh, I was just saying, it really feels like when you get off the beaten path and you stop just going for what not just the big two, but what the main companies are putting out, you start to find some good stuff.
Yes.
One thing I'm looking forward to seeing next year is what happens with the Transformers and G.I. Joe licenses, since IDW is now losing those at the end of this year.
Doesn't Kirkman have G.I. Joe now?
That's what I had heard. I'll have to look into I'll have to see if I can get an update on that. I mean, maybe chat knows and I've just forgotten about it, but I at the very least I know that they won't have IDW won't have those 2 Hasbro licenses.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with those licenses, but I can imagine, like, let's just be real here. Like, after the last Ronin ended, yeah, I know there's that spin-off story coming out. I don't think that's going to be enough to carry IDW anymore, because that was the only book that was carrying IDW, and Transformers was to a degree. Andy Master says no more gay Transformers. That's another guy I want to get back on here. Yeah. Andy Masterson, happy Friday to you, sir. Cheers and beers. Andy. Nice to see you here, my man.
Actually, like, one of the last good books they were putting out that I was enjoying was Shattered Glass.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, that was effectively your Mirror Universe.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, now here's the thing. Now, is that definitely a book where it's, doing well sales wise, or is it just more of a book where it's got a dedicated fan base, but not enough to carry it, keeping going? Because I don't feel like that book gets enough, I guess you could say, exposure as far as being aware. Because, like, I'll bring that up. I brought up book because I mentioned that you were into that book, and a lot of people don't even know. And I feel like that's a tragedy. Like, there's a lack of, like, notice on that book.
Well, I mean, part of the problem there is it's also a licensed property. So it's like, unless you're into the book, unless you're into, like, the license, unless you're, like, into the Turtles, you probably aren't going to pay attention to the secondary or tertiary titles for them. Like, you don't want to hear about, like, Jenica.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, that dude. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I had no interest in the current ongoing TMNT. I mean, after issue 100 is like 1 through 100, and all the Killer Free comic book days that came with that, I enjoyed too. But other than that, yeah, I jumped up. But like, the last Ronin is great. Obviously, we enjoyed the hell out of that. I got Killer Shred out of it, and I'll probably read the spin-off story. I'll read that. But
I mean,
I'm not gonna have the same investment. Oh, I say that now. Watch. I'm gonna eat my words in 2 months, but I don't think I'll have the same investment, because it says, like, now we know how the story plays out. We know how it finishes. Who knows? Maybe there's something out there that I can at least enjoy. I mean, I guess it's like that's like me going into House of the Dragon after discovering Game of Thrones, except without the stigmatic based ending. Or stigmatized based ending that Game of Thrones. At least the last Ronin had a great, nice little bow to wrap up in.
Which is really making me curious, like how they're gonna handle going back to that well.
Yes. You got to expand on something that's already happened before. And that's always a tricky thing with like prequel based stuff is how do you handle going backward and make it still feel like it matters? So I don't know if it'll have that same magic. Like I said, I would love to be wrong, but I'm not going to be exactly in a rush either for it. But who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong. But hey, you know what? This actually works. But it's not something that's on my radar as much as, like I said, Firepower or Junkyard Joe. Or even like the Indiegogo books, like I got Groken too, which I backed. I did back the Tug book as well. I will absolutely review Inglorious Rex when it comes out from Shane Davis. I backed that day one, so I will absolutely review that. So it's gonna be an interesting future, and I can't wait to these few issues of What If in a few weeks. I'm just like, bro. Seriously though, guys, it'll be huge. And Andy, if you're interested in coming back on, dude, let me know. I would love. I'm just saying, you don't have no pressure. I loved having you on that one time before, and all I'm saying is I'd do it again. That's all. And we can show off more toys too. No one's gonna complain. Chat won't complain. Panel won't complain. We love storytelling, and we love the toys.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying, no pressure. No reverse psychology in that either. All right, Caster.
So,
what is? Oh, hold up!
That's one of those really later
cover.
ones.
I remember this. I remember this cover. I remember seeing it at a. What was that grocery
that's one of
store
those,
called? It was called Eagle Country Market. I remember Eagle Country Market. I remember they had this on their stands. But all right, carry on, Caster.
That's modern. What are you getting modern on me there, Iron Man? I thought you were just showing some old stuff.
We'll be in touch, Andy. We'll be in touch.
I'm just picking on you, but I mean, that is.
I wanted to go get a few more covers. I figured it was kind of fun going through some of the Volume 1 stuff. Let me go see what I can find in some of the later
picking on you, dude.
runs.
No,
of course, I've got to go for some like Fantastic Four stuff because I know you're gonna love every single one of these covers.
I probably didn't mention this. You know, when the first issue in like 1977, What If came out, I hadn't seen any of the ads for it. It's one of a number of comics that I remember where I was, where I bought it, every single for some weird reason. I was 13 years old. I was gobsmacked. I could not believe what I was looking at because you all know what that cover is, right? It drove me. I was like, oh my God, I was so excited. Of course, I had to have it. I must have read it 20 times that day, that night after we got out of a Disney movie, which, you know, I remember so much about that time. That's one of those issues. It's not even a great comic, but it's just, I could not believe what I was looking at. If you look at that cover for a 13-year-old back then, I was just in heaven, in comic geek heaven. It's one of those special comics to me just for that experience. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with that cover.
I'm not.
No.
I'll check out the brief synopsis.
Just show them the cover. It says it all.
Yeah.
Volume 1.
The Impossible Man with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, that's, of course. Impossible Man. I do love Impossible Man.
Well, I've read that, Joe's. I mean, I remember now. I've read this. Yes, I have.
Joe spoiled it, but still, you should look at the cover, though.
You should. Never mind.
That is correct, Joe. I'm kidding. That is correct.
So, real quick, I want to kind of address the Transformer stuff that's still kind of going on in the chat. The run ultimately ran from 2005 to 2018. It is overall a phenomenal run and one I can highly recommend. But right at the end, you could kind of really feel they were kind of bringing in the woke 2016 elements were really starting to rear their head. That said, there is still some good stuff in there, and I can highly recommend just that massive 15 year run of that. and some highlights in there like The Last Stand of the Wreckers, All Hail Megatron, Megatron Origins, More Than Meets the Eye. There is some good stuff in there, and it's stuff I'd like to kind of recommend to some people to check out. But yeah, no, I mean,
I was teasing about the cover, dude. That's fine. I've never seen this one because it's like volume 7 or whatever. What if they kept bringing it back? I don't know what. Or one shots and stuff. Yeah.
So I'm just kind of on 2 tracks now.
Huh? You good, man?
Well, I mean, it's with the Transformers as a property. I mean, they don't have they're alien robots who don't have gender. It's a property I don't see any problem about having being able to explore those sorts of relationships.
Nothing to be sorry about, Joe. Dude, I was just kidding.
Yeah. Sorry, but anyway, I needed to kind of finish that one so we can kind of get back to
good,
the
man.
Go for it, dude.
Oh, Vince, that's a good trilogy.
Autocracy trilogy.
So
yeah, so carry on.
Sorry, yeah, let me get back to this.
No, dude, they're talking Transformers. Go for it, man.
It's I'm like,
ooh,
wait, what's all this? But I have like stuff on screen.
Go for it, man.
Good, dude.
God, there is so much good stuff in there. Like, Spike winds up killing one of the I think he kills Scrapper from Devastator. Okay. Like a human just managed to kill one of them, like in a construction yard by himself. But what the fuck? Oh, it gets pretty badass, and then, I mean, he finds a way. They're like, we've spent a lot of time studying your Cybertronian physique. We've become really good at taking you apart.
That sounds gruesome.
Oh yeah,
right.
And then later on, you get Devastator back, and then you get to find out like what happened about like how did they get them back when they destroyed like the head of Devastator. Someone gets forced to be brought into that. Yes. So the series goes on, and at about halfway through the run of it all, the war ends. And so then you get into this swing of like, how do we move forward? How do they deal with all the like scars of a multi-millennia long war? Where it's like we're not at war anymore, but we're on the planet. We're now on this planet. You have Cybertronians who were Autobots, were Decepticons, those who chose not to even take part in the war and fled, all coming back together. It winds up being a really good like mixture of these politics and stuff. Like you get to see the build up to the war where Megatron inspires Optimus Prime.
Okay.
Wait, inspires how?
Oh god, there's a good panel, where part of Megatron's part of Megatron started out as they kind of did for almost a kind of quasi rise of Hitler or Mussolini sort of thing, where he's this philosopher who's like has criticisms of the then government that was leaning into this idea that your role in their society was dictated by what you could turn into. Just because you could turn into a big dump truck apparently means you now must do construction in this world. Like, what is that? Oh, you okay, Nick?
Allergies.
What happened?
Oh, okay. But wait,
that's really weird because they are supposed to have this circuit that allows them to just copy anything. That was the thing about the Transmutant on Beast Wars, that his circuit was damaged, and that's why he could only partially copy some things. But most Transformers should be able to just become anything that they scan.
I have not watched that Pop Culture Republic, but I'm sure Ironcaster definitely has a take on that.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was a good exploration of the events leading up to the start of the war, and them eventually winding up on Earth. But I mean, I think there was some limits to what you could do. Like some people were just predisposed to be some sort of plane. Some people were predisposed just to be like construction vehicles. Some people just some of them wound up just like in like animal forms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
But because he was daring to question it and push back on this while these energon shortages were starting to come about, like he was like beaten down by the authority, by the badge of by these security who were basically by the police. He was abused by them while they were shutting down the energon mine he was working in. Like like Megatron Origins is a really good place to go to for kind of seeing like how did Megatron become who he was and why.
Mm-hmm.
And he had built up this whole thesis about with ideas like, freedom is the right of all sentient beings, which Optimus and several other bots then wound up reading his book on this.
Ooh.
So you can kind of see how those sort of wires got crossed, and you got to explore this.
That's crazy enough to be interesting.
And then they wound up going to war with some of with the current people that were in power. And when they overthrew that all, Optimus and the other Autobots were ready to basically settle down and look, we've taken care of the corrupt. Let's get back to our let's go back to civilian life. But Megatron and many of the other Decepticons didn't want to go back to the way things were because that brought about that corruption. Mm-hmm. Because that system was corrupt. We needed to tear it all down. Oh yeah.
You should, Diesel. You should. You really should, man. Caster covers the stuff very well. You should absolutely join him. That is something you should do, dude. Get up on here, get up on stage and do it, man. I would love to see it happen.
I'd be down.
Real. And shout out to
I'd be up for
Presents. Hail.
I would be up for going through those comics again because that was a phenomenal read overall. As you're slow, because by the end of it, they were establishing and revealing that events from the start of the run from 2005 were like part of a big grand plot that were set up over it was almost like they had planned out like this entire 15-year arc of story. It is well worth the read. I love it.
You both are on my Gilded. Talk to each other in the comics section. Make it happen. You're both on my Gilded. Come on. All right, guys. Hook it up. Hook it up. Let's do this. All right, Cassie Carrick. Ooh.
So, in looking through a couple of these what ifs, there were a couple of them in there, such as, what if his father had in fact thrown the fight?
They stopped. If you notice something about these later what ifs, they would just put what if starring Daredevil, and they would have something. Have never a question on it anymore. Would say what if, for example, like the what if Nova became for the people, or what if what if Conan thought, well, whatever it was. They stopped doing that after a while. They were lazy. They couldn't come up with. They just what if starring so and so, and they would have some stories, and for varying degrees. This was way after my time with what if though. This is volume. Got to be volume 4. 2 or 3 or 4, somewhere up in there. I don't know.
I'd say 3 or 4.
Maybe
this
3.
Definitely is not number 2. Definitely not 2.
No, not 2 went for a good while, but maybe it's not 2. It may be 3 or 4. I don't know.
So, like I said, I had found a couple of interesting ones, and I was like, well, if it's a Daredevil one, I got to show Nick.
Oh, of course.
Like, what if Battle and Jack Murphy actually threw the fight?
What if battling
Murdoch.
Jack Murphy?
Murdoch.
Oh,
I mean,
Murdoch.
Yeah.
I'm so glad
Fight of
they
his
would have
life.
battling Jack Murdoch.
There was a
versus.
in Volume 1. There was what if Matt Murdock became an agent of Shield. Anyway,
I heard about that one. I never read, but I'm aware of its existence.
Miller did the art.
Oh man, a rogue possessed the power of Thor. She's already majorly overpowered. Like, bro.
The worst part is that she can actually have the power of Thor. She just needs to touch him for a while. She has that power. She can absorb Thor's powers easily.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You
That's
may
how
be right.
basically she stayed with the Miss Marvel powers because she touched Miss Marvel too much. Giggity.
Yep.
That's canon. She touched Miss Marvel too much and she became powerful because of that.
Yeah, because I kind of want to see this now.
Yeah. That will actually be
Wait,
really cool.
Can I go back a couple weeks and put Rogue on my X-Men team?
Yes.
What X-Men team is she not? I mean, crap, it's Rogue. I'm just saying. Like,
I'd left the book before she came along, actually, but everyone loves Rogue. And I have a lot of problems with the lineup on that cartoon just because of it. So whatever. Oh, there you go. What if Gamma Bomb spawned 1,000 Hulks?
In the cartoon, she was candy for the eye, man. She was just candy for the eye.
Oh God, yeah.
The toxicity was real with Rogue.
Hell yeah.
I know a lot of boys discovered their happier side because of that. They had a tingling sensation.
A lot of people got a thing for that little southern drawl because of her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people learn to understand some things on those issues. Especially, you will understand Gambit. You will understand he was willing to die. I will just say that. He was really willing to die.
You know he would. Dudes kill for love, man. Or get killed for love.
Oh,
You
he was
know
like,
that.
you can kill with a touch. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Some dudes are willing to take that sacrifice, and Gambit would be one of them. Gambit's no exception to the rule there.
It's like the one prize you can't get.
Yeah, I know what
But
you mean.
if you go out getting that prize, then it will always be seen as a prize because it's the last thing you did before you died.
His corpse is just gonna have a big old smile on his face.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny.
I'm sorry, rigor mortis is set in. It's permanent.
Oh, too funny. What Gamma Bomb spawn 1,000? Bro, we got too many Hulks. Now we have Hippie Hulk to the left.
Oh yeah.
He looks like a professor that was a hippie.
Mountain
in high school.
Gonna paint happy little bushes.
It's like, dude, I get it, man. Like, Beavuff, I get
Didn't
it.
they actually
you love
do
your
this later?
pushes.
No,
Yes, they actually did. Yes, they did.
I was
Maestro's
rewatching.
gonna make all the banners
or similar.
Who the fuck are
Ow.
you?
got wrenches?
Sex bots.
I'm
You got
taking
some
care
wrenches?
of it.
Nick, you made it. You have sex bots.
I know, man.
Yay.
I was,
Well, they
bro.
might read
That was
comics
crazy.
too. Oh, yeah.
The future is now.
Sex bots read comics. Yes, Hulk Overload. I know Hulk Overload indeed. Look, Hulk. I say the Hulk. He already did with that 2090 line, and as I've always said before, that was one of my exceptions as far as multiverse because I always said, well, that's in the literal future, so it's pretty much in the future. So it's not really that multiversal because it's technically in the same universe. It's just way, way ahead in time. So that made sense. So But I guess you could decide if that is or is not multiverse. And yes, it does. It definitely has some really bad stuff going on there, and I'll be the first to acknowledge that. But I still enjoy the hell out of it, despite all that. And hail TZ Burton, what's up, man? Nice to see you here.
In those 99 comics, Spider-Man 99 or anything, they never really said what happened in between the books that are, let's say, current age and the future. Uh, is not a universe, the future state of the Marvel universe. So you had a lot of playground for writers to uh, how do you get to the positions that everybody is. They just never took advantage of that because filling those blanks and making the world move in that direction would have been actually really cool. They just for some reason take it as an else world or a different dimension, and they never capitalized on the amount of stories that you could have in Spider-Man 99. Dude, there was a lot of crazy stuff going on. How did
Yeah, it
we
was.
got here? How just how we never got an answer. Instead, they just scrapped the whole thing for a long time.
Good night, Pop Culture Republic. Thank you for hanging out with
Pop
us.
Culture.
The 0 Hour Jam Cruise. How are you, sir? Nice to see you here. You got any more, Caster, or is that going to be? Because I was
that
going
was
to say
that was all I had.
I like it. All right, chat. You know what time it is. I'm gonna be that guy, and then people will da da da, and this is the part where I say, I'm sorry, but remember, we'll have an extended episode in a few weeks. This is our goodbyes. Obviously, I think Stone Loki's got his show going on. I think if not, there's Doomcock's show as well. There's also obviously Matt Foulball Productions, my buddy Matt, Cocktail Lounge, that's going on as well. So there are alternatives to check out, but we will definitely do our late episode in a few weeks with the What If edition, and I have definitely jotted down all the names to keep in. Remember, sorry, Nick, my Friday night political talk went long. Dude, it's okay, man. It's okay. It happens. You're good, buddy. Keep in mind, we'll definitely we'll start having a few longer episodes, especially for the What If edition. TZ, get excited about that. Get very excited. And Jeager, Hawkman, Hawkeye. I mean, I love both, but I love me some Hawkman. So, and
Nick,
I probably prefer Hawkman, but yeah,
but
I love Hawkeye though.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you, man.
No, go ahead.
Nick, you did have a request earlier after we were talking about the show. I put it in Twitter, the picture of What If #1, the real deal. What If #1. Those pictures we were just looking at were making my eyes bleed. They're so modern.
Oh, What If #1. Which What If #1? Not the Fantastic
The real
Spider-Man,
deal
the Fantastic Four.
Right, the real deal #1, the first one ever.
Oh, the first one ever. Well, maybe we might.
Someone asked. I put it in the Twitter. You don't have to review it or anything.
Yeah.
Someone said they wanted to see it.
Oh,
Got it
then
right
let's
here for
look
you.
at it. Yeah, let's look at it. Okay.
Before we get
Why
out of here.
not? And then we'll get on here because this is a glorious cover and a very, very memorable
yeah.
issue. And this is the issue that I guess we can use the term no What If show without this What If comic
That's right.
taking off.
It ended
Fantastic
happening.
Five.
The Spider-Man actually joined the Fantastic Four
Yeah,
one point. So.
But at that time, remember, he only went there in issue #1 and
Yes,
acted like an a-hole.
hey,
And then
can you give me money? I can work for you. No,
Right.
we are.
Yeah.
It's like, we're a bit of a
non-profit
nonprofit.
organization.
But
Okay, bye.
it's been so long since I read it. I'm going to actually go reread it again soon. But when I saw that cover, I flipped out. I could not believe. I'm 13 years old. It's 1977 ish, whatever that was, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I mean, he teamed up with them all a bunch. He was friends with Giants. I don't know why it hit me so hard, but I was like, oh no, really? What if? What does that mean? What if I just can't believe it. Wow, what am I seeing here, man?
I just still get a huge smile watching the amazing Batman. I don't know if you remember when he destroyed his mask, so he started using just paperback on his face.
You mean when he put the Fantastic Four costume on because they
Yes,
had the problem, the symbiote thing?
yes,
They had it messed up, and Johnny Storm kick me on the back of his.
yes. It was
Oh,
actually
right.
really fun. His relationship with the Fantastic Four is really really fun for me.
Oh, I love it.
There was
I
a
mean, it's
Yeah.
hysterical.
request for 11.
That's true. There's number 30.
That's fine.
There's
Let's look at
11.
this cover too. That's
This
fine.
was, by the
Why
way,
not?
the What If, the original Marvel Bullpen on the Fantastic Four. Of course, it's Stan and Jack and Sal Brodsky and Flo Steinberg, but it's Jack actually drew this one himself. It's the closest he ever got back to drawing the FF again when he went back to Marvel, as far as an interior is concerned, in the 70s, and it's a fun issue.
Man,
Of course, he's got to have
Yeah,
his cigar.
even my fireballs won't stop that monster. Oh, that's funny.
Keep trying, Saul. Come on, Jack. Flo.
The lovely Flo
Oh,
Steinberg. And by the
that
way,
is
just
hilarious.
for the record, the bullpen was made up. Sand in his bullpen was not really a thing, but I don't want to. I'm busting bubbles. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good, man.
Mr.
I had nothing else.
Mr. Fantastic has had a weird history with facial hair. For a time, he had the hobo beard. Then now he has a full beard. In this, he has a mustache.
Yeah, that's because now he's Mr. Stantastic in this. That's Stan.
Whereas modern Reed is like Mr. is the hipster.
Yes,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
The only thing that throws you off and not looking like Stan is not how Jack drew him. It's that he's not have a cigar in his face. But yet Ben does. See, because that makes sense. Jack used to smoke a cigar, and Stan used to smoke cigars.
Yes, he did.
Wait, wasn't Ben Grimm the one that used to smoke a lot?
Oh yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, he smoked cigars, and so did Nick Fury. And then I remember when Marvel Comics decided to make them both quit smoking, especially Nick Fury. I'm like, shut up.
Also,
He
Wolverine.
had
I don't
a
even
super
smoke, and I
secret-
find
And
that
Wolverine.
dumb.
Yeah, I was like,
Neither.
Wolverine was the most ridiculous one of all because, like, he's got a healing factor.
Yeah, he can basically beat cancer just by.
He's the one guy that
Neither.
should be able to smoke all he wants.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric.
Well,
Don't you even.
I don't even recognize that movie since he got the title wrong.
Ah! What's up, Release the McCracken?
Sorry, I know we're
Shout out
getting out
to you
here.
and
dude.
the
I just
Legion
wanted-
of Memers.
I didn't want to. I know we're getting out here. It's good, Ben. I just wanted to do that for someone mentioned
it's
it earlier. I
okay.
wanted to go for it.
No, you're good, brother. You're good. I like showing off a few extra covers. So the jury has been decided. We're going to cover What If in a few weeks, and we got some people we got to get in touch with. And I appreciate everyone's contributions in the chats for all the ideas and suggestions and for the fun. Great interaction, by the way. Thank you guys for your 2 hours of time.
Sure.
And thank you, Brian, for your direct donation as well. I do appreciate that, sir. And thank you, everyone in the chat, just for being here. I just love when people come here and hang out and listen to us and they interact, ask us questions, suggest things. It's always good to have the chat be part of the show. And we have now a large bevy of ideas that we're going to use full throttle going forward, and it will be absolutely huge. So thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. I will plug this in before I plug in the channel. So I'm sure a lot of you know about Discord, and some of you are already on here, but I'm just going to plug in anyway. But I have this little thing called a Gilded. It's like Discord, but without the BS, big tech draconian nonsense. We got guys like Boosh McFadden posting great food pics. My buddy Christian DeLorme posting great memes. And people talk comics, they talk movies, they talk politics, they talk foods, they talk music. It's all great. It's all fun on there. And it's what we do on my Gilded. So please come sign up for Gilded. It's a great time on there. And you actually get notifications for streams and videos, believe it or not. So you can't say, "Oh, I don't get the notification." You get them here. So join me on Gilded.
We can also set up a calendar on there so you can see what shows are coming up.
Nice.
Yes, the calendar. Yeah, I have a calendar too. Also, if you are someone who is a YouTuber, you can post on my calendar when your shit's coming up. Just saying, I don't care. You can go nuts. Go nuts. It's good. And yes, and we talk a lot of shit as well. It's fun. So yeah, Diesel's part of it as well. It's a Vince Womack too. Very contributable gentleman to the Gilded. Thank you guys, by the way, for doing it. Anano Mas, ciao. How you doing?
Anano.
So yes, sign up for Gilded. If you somehow haven't seen it, I did last Saturday. I posted a video for the new Megadeth album, "The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead." I did a review on that. I'm working on another idea or two for videos, so keep your eyes and ears open for that when it comes out. You can find me on Comics Division, Yelling at Park Cars, Midnight's Edge After Dark, and of course, Toxic Tuesday. I'll be talking Midnight Run, and Klobby will be joining us as well for that, so that's going to be a blast. And yes, fuck you, Gilded, Tom Connors. I know. Oh, Wednesday, I will be hanging out with the Shagsworth on his late show. He does a show at 10 p.m., the Shagsworth. He looks kind of like Jason Momoa. Real good guy. Get to know him. He's definitely a channel to look out for. I'll be a guest on his show Wednesday night. So look up the Shagsworth. I will definitely, as soon as I get an event, I will post on Gilded, and you will all know about it. I'll be a guest on there Wednesday night, and it's gonna be huge. And yes, TZ Burton for $2. Thank you, TZ. Says Gilded is great. I get all notifications. See, look at that. The receipts are here. The TZ has spoken. And yes, it does, Diesel. Yes, it does. But yes, that's what I got coming up. Seriously, guys, thank you. Direct donations, super chats. Thank you just for being here. I appreciate it. I'm gonna let these guys plug in. Oh, god damn, you stupid son of a fucking bitch. Get the fuck out of here. I didn't ask you to come here.
They just like comics, man. Come on now.
Hey, those hot singles still
What
read
the
comics.
fuck is this?
That's why they are single.
What is it? I'm trying to get rid of it. It won't let me.
What?
Eric, did you get rid of it? It won't let me get rid
Eric
of it.
might have blasted it already.
Maybe Eric blasted it.
He probably blasted
I don't know
it.
who.
Yeah, Eric's good at that. Eric, early bronze rinser.
Yes, we do have 111. That's right, we do, and it's a killer page, and there's already notifications. I still gotta check on there. Yeah, maybe Eric killed it. I got it. Thank you, Eric. It just proves up. Oh God, I need to be underground. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna let these gentlemen plug in their channels, and all their names are in the description. You can literally, I have all their names tagged directly to their channels. So we'll start off with Ironcaster. What you got coming up in the next few days?
I feel like I need to start making like a flashcard I can just put up on screen for all the stuff I do. Tomorrow you can find me over on T-Shirt Historians for the Week in Geek, where we get into a lot more of this similar stuff. But if you liked all the dice talk earlier, I'm sure we'll have plenty more there with who knows what Wizards of the Coast is up to this week.
Oh,
and
no.
oh, there's always something, because racist monkeys, while they're going on about how it's bad, racism is bad, and they put slave monkeys into their book.
Yeah.
You can't make this stuff up.
No, you cannot.
Monday I'll be on my channel doing a little positivity stream where who knows what we'll talk about. Maybe some tabletop games. Maybe we'll talk about Transformers. We'll get in touch, Diesel. And Tuesday I'll be over with B Jones Pop and Stone Loki, where we are doing Talk Hard, and we are doing a review stream to talk about Big Trouble in Little China.
Ooh, nice. Fantastic flick.
Love
nice,
it.
Ironcaster. All right, guys. Eric K, thank you for plugging his channel. That's Ironcaster. Sub to his channel right here. Caster, as always, sir, your ideas have continued to keep the show alive and thriving. I appreciate it. Let's do this 800 more times, sir, and you have a great weekend. Pablo, what you got coming up, whether it's Geek Tropology or Midnight's Edge Espanol?
Hey, mi Nasecha Español, tomorrow stream that we are gonna try something more positive because out of late, a lot of the things that we have been talking about is Lord of the whatever Amazon is doing. Uh, I don't know. They have a confusion between school plays and wasting money. God damn it. So instead of talking about that, maybe talking Cobra Kai. Also,
Ooh.
I will be doing something on Geek Topology. I'm sure of it. I just have been really busy. I cannot even talk. That's how tired I am. But you know what? Even with all the stress and being tired as hell, this is an oasis. This is where I come to just unwind and relax, have some fun conversations. So uh, this is basically the only reason why I stopped watching Cobra Kai. That should tell a
Wow.
lot.
Woo! Woo!
Thank you very much for being here, and Nick, thanks like always for having me. And I this has been relaxing.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You have once again, you've been here since day one, and this has been an amazing journey to do. And I'm glad I can help provide you an escape where we can all just come back, hang, enjoy a few sips of delicious beverages, and just talk about the finer things of life. This has been a blast to do, and to many more of these. And guys, Eric K, thank you, by the way. This is Midnight's Edge Espanol. We can find Pablo here, and this is his solo channel, Geek Topology. Make sure you check out both. He's very active, especially on the Emmy Espanol there. Yes, he is the wrench king. He really is. And great avatar, by the way, TZ. That is hilarious. Reminds me of They Live, but with Joe Biden. All right,
I just
Pablo,
noticed the picture.
you have a great weekend, sir.
You too,
Thank
brother.
you very much. And then my friend Clobber Times. Dude, we gotta get that date locked in soon for when we can talk Spider-Man the animated series. Let me know
we
when.
do it, bro. We'll do it soon, man. You name it. Definitely got to do it before the year runs out. This is the 60th anniversary, and I plan to do some Spidey stuff, down the road before it ends.
Yes, sir.
Man. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, Star Trek. Been having a fantastic time on that. We are, of course, now deep into season 2 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine in this Star Trek month, yesterday being the birthday. So, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time as always. Same Trek time, same Klobby channel. Sunday night, I'll be hanging out probably over there at Sunday Night Geekery on our good buddy Mark D with the C's channel.
10, shout out to
10
Mark
p.m.
D.
Yes, shout out to him. 10 p.m. Central Stand, 10 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, I got to get the things confused there. But he's a great friend, and we have a lot of fun over there. If you're up late on a Sunday night, seek out Mark D with the C's channel. And Monday night it'll be not sure what yet, but it'll be Mark C Comics Talk. Oh, before that though, I got a special thing going on. Loki and I believe it's on his channel. We'll put the info out there. We're going to be doing every month or so. We try to do a review of a DC animated film because we're running out of good ones to do. We'll be reviewing Batman Under the Red Hood Monday. And then after that, I'll do a normal show that night at 9. Mark C Comics Talk. So a lot of streaming on that Monday night.
Wow, that is action packed. Klobby, that is freaking badass. I will definitely, before I yell at park cars, I will be listening to that.
Stop on by, buddy.
I will stop on by. I'll be listening to the show to get myself in the streaming mindset to get me pumped up. So that is badass.
Cool, man. Sir, I think that'll be on Loki's channel, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll put it out there.
Regardless of where it'll be, I will listen in.
Forgot. Okay.
As always, thank you for coming on, and I'm so glad you pitched this idea of the What If comics. We're gonna have a lot of fun doing this in a few weeks.
Thanks, enjoyed it. And I look forward to it.
We'll definitely get in touch about setting up that day, the locking down the day for Spider-Man the animated series. That is gonna be fun.
I'm gonna be starting a series of videos where I review, just like show some, talk about old comics I'm reading. So yeah.
Oh, nice. So there you go. I look forward to it. And guys, check out Saturday Night Trek with the absolutely stellar Raquel Briggs as well. Saturday night.
Thank you, bud.
You better watch that show. You can even be a normie and watch that show just with the way they word things out. It's just great to the conversation. It's Well, it's 40 people in a chat, and they talk like there's 100 people there. I'm not joking
gets
when I
wild,
say
man.
that. It's like a party in there. It's crazy. So
Yes, sir.
sub to Clobbering Times. Check out Saturday Night Trek. Check out everything else this man is doing. And sir, you have a fantastic
Thank you, buddy.
weekend. And I already plugged in my stuff, but I'll do it again, like quickly. I only got Parked Cars, Midnight's Edge After Dark, Shagsworth, Wednesday night. I'll be there. New Megadeth video. Did that. Toxic Tuesday, Midnight Run. Did that. Next week, Comic Shop Talk. That's coming up as always every Friday. So that's me plugging those things in again, guys. Once again, thank you for the super chats, the direct donations. I appreciate you guys' comments, your contributions, your suggestions. I am so happy you can contribute ideas to what I see will be a very awesome comic shop talk. Your ideas will all, at the very least, be attempted to happen. And yes, Eric K, once again, the Mighty Wrench. That's the Gilded. Come in here and hang out. And yes, when that unboxing happens, it will be huge. Huge. All right. Diesel, I love you, man. You come here, you make the magic happen, dude. What's up, Anthony Manzano? Hashtag mob. We're wrapping up, but please catch the replay of this show, sir. Dude, hey, no, Gen X, it's guys like you that make this the best. All right, and yes, I will talk the comics. It'll be great. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for supporting the Comic Shop Talk, and you had many great shows to listen to, and you chose us. But now, you still get to catch one of those other shows anyway, so thank you for being here. We'll see you all again soon. This is goodbye, good fight, and lastly but not leastly, good night, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Everybody.